comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Ooh, what's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of a Funko Podcast, our special 80th episode of a Funko Podcast. I'm DK Wrestler.
And I'm MD Shady.
And in today's episode, it's going to be an insane episode, not because of the fact that it is our special 80th episode, but due to the fact that we have a ton of Funko Pops to talk about. Of course, the last couple of weeks, we've been busy with essentially our 5 days of content on Pokemon, which thank you to everyone who had listened to those 5 days of content, whether it was one video or all 5 days, including last week's Gotta Catch 'em All, the Pokemon podcast. But anyways, today's podcast, like we talked about a few weeks back, we are talking all 3 days of Emerald City Comic-Con exclusives, which at this point, as you guys would be listening to this, the Pops would already release. But as we're recording this, it's actually February 28th, so they haven't released it yet. So there's obviously the Emerald City Comic-Con Pops, and we also have some non-convention Pops that were announced basically the last week, which include the remaining announcements we were waiting for that hadn't been revealed yet for TargetCon 2021, which will kind of end off today's podcast, which, speaking of that, there won't be the segment of the update this week, even though we kind of promised that. Just because of the amount of Pops we have, we are postponing that to next week. So without further ado, let's kick off with what would be day one of Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive reveals, which kind of kicked off with an early reveal on the Monday night of February 15th with the Billy and Tommy 2-pack from WandaVision, which, of course, this is going to be shared to Amazon in the US. Not sure if it's coming to Canada, but then officially kicking off day one of Emerald City Comic-Con reveals. We got ourselves Weedle from Weedle on the Needle, which this is going to be shared with the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us in Canada, followed by Grimlock from Transformers, which is going to be shared to GameStop in the US and EB Games here in Canada. Then we got Pops for the animation Thunder the Barbarian, which there's 3 Pops in the set, Ukula the Mock, Thunder, and Princess Ariel, which all 3 of them will be shared to the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada, followed by Underdog, which is going to be also shared to the Funko Shop and shared with Toys R Us here in Canada. Then announced we got ourselves Mantenna from Masters of the Universe, which is going to be shared to Walmart in the US and not going to be shared to anywhere in Canada. Followed by Nijiri Hado from My Hero Academia, which is going to be shared to the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Then we got ourselves Jackie Chun from Dragon Ball, which is going to be shared to Box Lunch in the US and EB Games here in Canada. And the last Pop that was revealed for day one of Emerald City Comic-Con exclusives reveals is Buff Chopper from One Piece, which is going to be shared to Hot Topic in both Canada and the US. So kicking off with the Billy and Tommy 2-pack, I think this is a great 2-pack, and I honestly think that this is the best set of WandaVision Pops we've gotten so far. I'm excited to see any more that they come out in the future, because I know there's a lot of people who really want a Darcy Pop, and especially the most requested WandaVision Pop right now is Jimmy Woo. Then we got Weedle from Weedle on the Needle, which I have no idea what this is. I read some of the comments, and I think it has to do something with, it's a book from an author from Seattle, so it fits that Emerald City Comic-Con theme, because Emerald City Comic-Con takes place in Seattle, Washington, if it was the physical convention. This is an all right Pop. I'm sure that the only people that are mainly going to get this are the ones that live in Seattle and I guess kind of know this. Then we got Grimlock from Transformers, which this is a really, really detailed Pop. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get this. And I think this might be the first to sell out at GameStop in the States and EB Games in Canada. Then we got Thunder the Barbarian, which these are okay. These kind of look like Masters of the Universe pops. Like you can look at Thunder and he kind of looks like He-Man, and then Princess Ariel, I think her name is, kind of looks like She-Ra, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly some of the names, even though I have actually started watching Masters of the Universe recently. So I'm fairly new to some of the characters. And then Ukla kind of looks like Beastman. So they kind of give me these Masters of the Universe vibes. Then we got Underdog, which I think there was a mixed hype for this. There's some people that know about Underdog, but there was people that didn't know about Underdog. I like the detail of the outfit, and I like the whole OG Underdog pop here. I know there was the Underdog kind of live action movie that came out, I don't know how long ago it was now. Then we got ourselves Mantena from Masters of the Universe, which this is a unique looking pop, especially with the eyes, and you got like kind of like the arrow there. A lot of people have mentioned, and I actually kind of mentioned on the recent cop up or pass up video, the mouth kind of looks like a butthole. Then we got Najiri Hado with this is an insanely detailed looking pop. I had recently finished My Hero Academia and I kind of remember this character. I think this is part of like the more recent season. So like season 4, maybe season 3 from what I remember. This is really cool. I love the detail with kind of like the energy swirling around the legs and the arms. And then the detail of the hair too. Really, really cool. I know that a lot of people are going to get this pop. Then we got Jackie Chun. Jackie Chun looks pretty cool. I'm glad that they are expanding out of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super and starting to do more Dragon Ball pops. I know they had that one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was GameStop exclusive that just recently released, and that was a part of Dragon Ball. And now they're expanding on more, which is really, really cool. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen in the comment section below on social media posts, that I think Jackie Chun is an alter ego of Master Roshi. And then we got ourselves Buff Chopper, which a lot of people are hyped for this because, once again, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the first time that we have gotten ourselves One Piece Comic Con pops since, I think, New York Comic Con 2018. Can't remember the character name, but I think it was New York Comic Con 2018 was the last time we had gotten One Piece Comic Con exclusive pops. So I think also this is actually the first time we're talking about a Comic Con exclusive One Piece pop in the history of a Funko Popcast. So this is a really cool. This looks like this could have been a 6-inch pop, but it's actually a 4-inch pop, which is really, really cool. So obviously it will be a little cheaper than the 6-inch pops. And I think there is a bit of a mixed reaction, but I personally like this.
Starting off with Billy and Tommy from WandaVision. Yes, this is an amazing 2-pack. I love it. I've been really, really digging the show, and I'm sure most of you guys out there have been as well. And if you haven't, I don't understand how you couldn't like it. I mean, really, it kind of is directed towards anybody. You don't even really have to be a Marvel fan to get into it, especially when you start off in like the first episode where you go through like the 50s all the way up until present day with each episode, and each episode kind of fits a different theme of television. I really enjoyed the one where they kind of spoofed some Malcolm in the Middle stuff. That was great. But yeah, this 2-pack is awesome. I really enjoy it. I think this is actually from that episode that I was talking about with the Halloween episode. I'm pretty sure is the Malcolm in the Middle kind of spoof episode. There's a lot of detail, and I will definitely be getting this. I kind of want to have every WandaVision pop, even though I don't really collect Marvel pops. I just love the show a lot. Then Weedle on the Needle. This is weird. It's cool. I enjoy that they're kind of doing like I guess you could call it like a heritage pop, I guess would be the best way to describe it, because it's directed towards people in Seattle, I suppose. Then Grimlock. Grimlock is really cool. I considered getting this pop, but I ended up passing on it because I don't know how many Transformer pops I'm actually going to collect, but this one definitely is very detailed and it looks great. Then the Thundar the Barbarian pops. These are really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the show. I mean, I haven't really watched it, but I've heard about it. It's cool to see that they're doing pops for a show like this because it gives me hope towards getting some of those like obscure TV shows that I enjoy in pop form. So that's pretty cool. Underdog, this is pretty sweet. I might get this as well. I'm not too sure. I was actually at the flea market today and I saw some Underdog action figures and it totally reminded me of this pop. And then we have the butthole. That's pretty funny. I like this character from Masters of the Universe, and this pop looks all right. I mean, there seems to be a good amount of detail, and I don't really think the butthole mouth is really bad hype, I guess. The eyes also look really, really cool, how they have that kind of bluish, purplish ring around them, and you don't just have like a solid black or a solid white. The My Hero Academia pop, I still need to watch the show. I really want to. I just haven't made time for it. But yeah, like you said, this pop is definitely has a lot of detail, and I could definitely see this pop selling out because yeah, My Hero Academia is huge. The fans love the pops and usually are completionists, I guess you can say. With a lot of the anime pops, I guess people just want every single one. And that goes towards Dragon Ball too. I love Dragon Ball. I do own this pop now, technically, even though it is residing at DK's house as we speak. But this pop is sweet. I love Dragon Ball probably more than Dragon Ball Z just because it's the beginning story, and I guess I have a little more nostalgia for that rather than Dragon Ball Z and not really like Dragon Ball Super or whatever. But this is cool. Jackie Chun's pretty sweet. And then Chopper, this is cool. I'm sure this is going to sell pretty well as well because One Piece, obviously. One Piece is a show I tried to get into. I liked it as a kid, and then I tried to get into it recently, and I don't know if I should just not be watching the dubbed and I should just watch the subbed or something, but it just felt weird. I do enjoy the character designs, and I mean, this one's pretty funny as well.
All right, so now we're going to move on to day 2 of Emerald City Comic Con exclusive reveals, which kicking off, this happened on February 17th. So we got ourselves Belle with green dress from Beauty and the Beast. More specifically, it is a part of the Beauty and the Beast 30th anniversary lineup, which this is going to be shared to Box Lunch in the US and EB Games here in Canada. Followed by, we got ourselves Green Ogre from The Adventures of Gummy Bears, which, as shown on the glam shot that we have here, it's limited to 1,500 pieces and will be show only. However, it is since updated on the Funko app to 3,000 pieces that this will be limited to. Then we got ourselves the Caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland, in which this is going to be shared to Hot Topic in both Canada and the US. Then we got ourselves Treasure Skeleton Pop Deluxe from Pirates of the Caribbean, which this is also going to be Emerald City Comic Con show only and has since been updated on the Funko app to be 4,000 pieces, and this pop glows in the dark. Followed by an Artist Series Yoda for the Star Wars lineup, in which this is going to be shared to Target in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Then we got ourselves Spider-Man 2099, which this is going to be shared to Walgreens in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Then we got Zombie Morbius for the Marvel Zombies lineup, which will be shared to GameStop in the US and EB Games here in Canada. Then we got Deadpool with Teddy Pants, which will be shared to Target in the US and Grosvenor here in Canada. Then we got Seattle Squatch for the Seattle Supersonics basketball team. It is a mascots pop, in which this is going to be shared to the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Let's kick off with Belle with green dress. This is an okay looking pop. It's just a remold of a Belle pop, and she just so happens to be in a green dress. And that's how I take it as. Then we got the Green Ogre. So funny story, when I woke up the morning that these reveals came out, so the Belle pop obviously announced first, but I was still waking up, and I think it was like 11 a.m. Eastern that this one got announced. And I marked out huge because I thought this was a dinosaurs pop. I thought we were getting another pop for the dinosaurs lineup, but then I looked more closely and I seen the logo. It says Adventures of Gummy Bears. I'm like, oh, it's not a dinosaurs pop. And the funny thing is also because I've mentioned on the podcast, I started watching dinosaurs, and I literally finished watching dinosaurs the night before. So it was like perfect timing if that was the case, but it's still a neat looking pop. It's pretty detailed with the way that the face looks, and especially the pose also. It's kind of like running, it looks like. I know MD's probably gonna have more to talk about than I do because he's seen the Adventures of Gummy Bears TV series on Disney Plus. Then we got the Caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. There is some mixed hype with this because of two things. One, I think there is a name for the caterpillar, but they did not put it on the pop. I can't exactly remember what the name was. And then I guess people were also mentioning that this caterpillar has a hookah in Alice in Wonderland, and they didn't add it. And people are mad that they didn't add the hookah to it. And I don't know if it has to do with anything like drug related of why it's not added there. I feel like though this won't be one of those pops that sell out right away at Hot Topic. Then we got ourselves the Treasure Skeleton pop from Pirates of the Caribbean. I mentioned this on Cop Up or Pass Up with my own personal reaction, the hype from the Funko fanatics, and the detail. This probably single-handedly is the best pop of the entire Emerald City Comic Con. It's got so much detail with the treasure skeleton, and you got the pile of gold with the treasure chests, and it glows in the dark too. And when I first looked at this, it showed, like, you can see on the bottom left, it just shows like the Emerald City Comic Con like logo. It didn't show like a limited piece. So I thought, wow, this seems like a pop that'd be a limited piece count because of how good this is, which of course it ended up becoming a limited piece count. And it's like, all right, now it's more understandable because of how great this pop looks that it is a limited piece. And I thought it was going to be shared to Disney Parks because it does show the Disney Parks logo on the bottom right of the glam shot that we got going on. Then we got the Artist Series Yoda, which, do I even want to consider this Artist Series? Like, when I look at this doesn't really scream Artist Series to me. I know they got like kind of like the Artist Series type box where it's not like your normal pop box that's got like a white trimming. It's like all green, but it doesn't come in a pop stack when you get it. And I say that because this was one of those pops that got leaked and I seen it on the shelves in the photo and it doesn't have a pop stack. So is it an Artist Series, or did the person who posted on social media kind of botched it and like it's not an Artist Series? Then we got Spider-Man 2099. This is pretty cool because I've kind of always wanted a Spider-Man 2099 pop for some reason. And I think this might be the pop that I end up getting, considering it's kind of hard to find that original in the secondary market, at least here in Canada. Then we got ourselves Zombie Morbius from the Marvel Zombies lineup. I was disappointed to see a Marvel Zombies pop get announced, but I will admit this is one of the most detailed Marvel Zombie pops that Funko has made yet. I don't know who Morbius is, but it's still cool with like the blood coming out of the mouth, and you see part of the different scars like right in the abdomen there, and then across the one eye there that you got kind of like the green scarring there. I think that's really, really cool. Deadpool with the teddy pants. I don't know what it is. I feel like this may be one of, if not the worst Deadpool pop that Funko has made thus far. I look at this and it's like, I actually would have been more happy if this was like Deadpool in like a leprechaun outfit. I think that would have totally made sense for Emerald City Comic Con and I would have been fine with that. But you got Deadpool with like the upper part of his attire ripped off, and the teddy pants, they kind of look like Peeps to me. They don't really look like teddy bears. They look like Peeps, the marshmallow candies. And then we got ourselves the Seattle Squatch, which this is a pretty cool looking pop. It's cool that they're expanding on the mascots lineup for more sports. We've gotten the NCAA ones, we've gotten NHL mascots, which hopefully there's more NHL ones. But now they're going to NBA, which actually they did announce, and we will be talking about it later on in the podcast, that being the Toronto Raptors NBA mascot. A lot of people, when there was first a sneak peek of this, people thought this was Harry and the Hendersons. And some people were kind of disappointed that it ended up not being a Harry and the Hendersons pop. But there were some people that were really excited because Seattle Supersonics, it's a team that no longer exists. And I'm sure that there's quite a bit of people that will get this, especially if you're from the Seattle area and if you were originally a Supersonics fan.
We start off with Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and honestly, I don't ever remember her in this attire, but it's green, so it's all right, I suppose, for the fitting theme of Emerald City Comic Con. And then we have some disappointment. I'm not disappointed in the pop, I'm disappointed in the piece count. Man, I want this green troll giant, whatever his name is, I can't remember, but I want this so bad. I love the Adventures of Gummy Bears. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, but just don't get too excited and go and buy this pop because I really need to add this to the collection, so I need them to still have some out there. uh I love this. I mean, the show has such a good theme song. I love this character. This is kind of like a villain character in the show. This thing's great. I really, really hope I can add this to my collection one day. Sooner the better, obviously. And then, yeah, the caterpillar. I mean, this pop's really cool. I love how you have the arms kind of going to the side and then you have arms that are sort of posed outwards. And just the whole sculpt on this thing looks really, really great. I do think it is a letdown that there's no hookah. And I was actually going to mention that before you actually said anything about it. I don't know. When I think of this guy, I do think of a hookah. And then the treasure skeleton from Pirates of the Caribbean. This is another letdown of being a piece count. I want to get my hands on this. This is really, really great. I mean, obviously you can tell so much detail that's going into that pile of treasure. And even the pop itself has some really, really great detail. Like I guess you could say like the depth of the eyes in the skull looks really, really nice. You have a couple missing teeth, which is a great touch. And it's glow in the dark, which is super awesome. But that pile of treasure looks so good. And then Yoda. Yeah, I don't know if this is Artist Series. When I heard that it was Artist Series, I read on Instagram, I actually said in our little group chat, like, I said something about it being an artist series pop, and then our buddy had actually said it's not an artist series pop, and I'm like, well, that's what it says. Like, what are you talking about? And then he's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have never thought, because why would you think this is an artist series pop? I mean, he's green, and I mean Yoda's already green, so like, I don't know. This pop just might be a candidate for the worst Star Wars pop of potentially all time. There has been a couple of not so good ones, so there's nothing really terrible about this pop, but it's not needed. I would have rather seen something else in its place. Let's even just give us a green Astro Droid or something. That would have been cooler. Spider-Man 2099. This is sweet. If you haven't read the comic, go read it. Great read. A lot of people's favorite Spider-Man design, and for a good reason. I mean, it's super cool, and this is another pop from this con that I definitely want to get my hands on. Then we have the Marvel Zombie here. What can I even say about this? Like, Marvel Zombies are still here. Like, I guess it really is a zombie because this line is undead. There's nothing else I could say about it. And then we have another Deadpool. I almost swore again. I'll try to refrain from that. But God damn it, man. This is brutal. I'm so sick of Deadpool, and this is my candidate right now for the worst pop of the year. And then we got a little Sam Squanch. This is pretty cool. That was a little nod to Trailer Park Boys, if none of you American listeners have kind of clued into that one. This is cool. I love how they're doing more Seattle stuff. It makes sense. This pop looks great. I mean, if we would have got Harry and the Hendersons, that would have been super cool. But this is also a pretty damn great pop, so I can't really complain.
All right, so now we're moving on to day 3, the final day of Emerald City Comic-Con exclusive reveals on February 18th, which is the Thursday. So kicking off, we got ourselves Dwight Schrute as Kerrigan from The Office, which this is going to be shared to Walmart and not going to be shared to anywhere in Canada, unfortunately. Then we got ourselves The Deep in his green attire from The Boys, which this is going to be shared to Amazon in the US, possibly Canada also. Then we got ourselves Diana with Lizard Face, which this is going to be shared to FYE in the US and Sunrise Records here in Canada. Then we got ourselves Kenny Powers in his baseball attire, which this is going to be shared to Amazon. Then we got Kim Pine from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which this is going to be shared to the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Then we got Boney Tony from Garbage Pail Kids, which this is going to be shared to Hot Topic in both Canada and the US. Then we got Plumpy from Candyland, which this is going to be shared to the Funko Shop in the US and Toys R Us here in Canada. Then we got Wonder Woman with Tiara Boomerang, which is going to be shared to both Barnes & Noble and Books A Million in the US, but will be shared to Grosvenor here in Canada. And then we got ourselves 2 pops from Batman, Deadman Inspector, which Deadman is going to be shared to the Funko Shop in the US, and Spectre is going to be shared to Entertainment Earth in the US, but both of them will be shared to Toys R Us here in Canada. And then the last set of Emerald City Comic-Con exclusives that were announced were Diamond Collection Pokemon Pops of Charmander and Vaporeon, which Charmander is going to be shared to Target and Vaporeon will be shared to Barnes & Noble, but both of them will be shared to Toys R Us here in Canada. So kicking off with Dwight Schrute as Kerrigan, of course, I'm really excited, looking for that complete Office lineup. This is kind of an unexpected variant of Dwight. It's not one of the first ones I think of, but it's not a bad variant. Then we got The Deep from The Boys. This is an okay looking pop. One thing I will say though is that smart move on Funko for making this an Amazon shared exclusive, because The Boys is an Amazon Prime Video exclusive series. So it totally makes sense that they made this Amazon. And I think they should basically do that going forward. If they make more pops for The Boys and it's Comic-Con, make them Amazon shared, because it just makes sense. Then we got ourselves Diana with Lizard Face from V. This is an okay looking pop. I still find it weird that they're making pops for a series that I think came out in the 80s and only had 1 season. I do kind of like this. I like the idea of like her pulling her face and you can see like the lizard face underneath. Obviously, I don't really know what's going on because I haven't seen V, so I can't really give my opinion on whether it's a horrible show or not because I haven't seen the series. Then we got ourselves Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down. This is a not bad looking pop. Of course, makes sense that if they were to do a baseball pop, they would just take a mold of an already existing MLB pop. But the one thing I do like about this is the fact that they made it so that he has a really bad tan line. So like if he had sunglasses on and he was out in the sun and now he's got a really bad tan line because of it, I think that's probably the best part of this as terms to detail. Now we got ourselves Kim Pine from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I like it, but I'm a little disappointed. I like it because we get a separate Kim Pine pop. I don't like it because this is a part of the, I guess, new Sex Bomb outfits. And what I wish they would have done is made like the new Sex Bomb in a 3-pack where we would have gotten Steven Stills and finally the first ever young Neil Funko Pop in that case and make it a 3-pack, but they didn't. What I'm thinking is that probably they will do those pops separately for the 3 big cons. So it's going to be either Steven Stills or young Neil that'll be next going to either San Diego or New York Comic Con within the year of 2021. Boney Tony. This is a really detailed looking pop. This is one of those pops that, like, it's so random, but it's so cool. It gives me the vibes of Gelatinous Cube from last year. It gives me that kind of vibes where it's like, I feel like it's going to be like an underrated pop going into the con, but people are going to buy it and it will be like the first to sell out at Hot Topic. Then we got Plumpy from Candyland. This is really cool. And I'm saying this because I had originally thought going into it, if they were going to make a Candyland pop, it was going to be a green version of the red player piece because there is red, green, blue, and yellow for the player pieces. But they made one of the characters that you end up seeing throughout the game. And I think it's really, really cool. I love the facial expression of Plumpy. But yeah, I think this is going to be one of those pops that I'm not going to say it's going to be a grail, but I think it's going to be super high in price still, even on the secondary market. Let's say when Emerald City Comic Con 2022 happens. Then we got Wonder Woman with Tiara Boomerang from, of course, the Wonder Woman 84 movie. I have not seen the Wonder Woman 84 movie yet. I know there's mixed reviews on it. Some people like it, some people don't. However, with this pop, I feel when we looked at the New York Comic Con version, the glow in the dark with like the lightning and all of that, going from that to this is a little disappointing. Not really all that great in my opinion. The New York Comic Con is definitely 1,000 times better in my opinion. Deadman and Spectre. There's a lot of hype for this, and I don't exactly know why, considering that I feel like these are kind of plain, but they're not. I will give credit to Spectre that it's doing that thing that I like about some pops where if they have a cape, that acts as a stand so that you don't need those plastic stands, especially when you have it out of box. Then we got ourselves the Pokemon pops. Now, little bit of a letdown. We got ourselves Diamond Collection pops now. Is this going to be a Comic-Con thing every year where for 1 year it's going to be one specification and then another year it's going to be a different specification? Last year we got flocked. Are we not going to get flocked anymore? And 2021 is going to be the year of Diamond Collection. And then who knows? Glow in the Dark for 2022, Scented for 2023, Metallic for 2024. Who knows? I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope they still continue that flocking of Pokemon for certain ones. Like I still want to see a flocked Meowth in the future, and I hope that happens. Here's my take on these pops. So Diamond Collection Charmander, this was one of those leaked pops, and I seen what the pop actually looks like. The Diamond Collection for the orange looks terrible. It looks, I don't like it. It looks god awful. The flocked one definitely looks better than the Diamond Collection variant. But Vaporeon, however, although it's Diamond Collection, I do think that it's going to end up looking really, really cool, honestly. Like, I go back to thinking about that Diamond Collection Alien for the Toy Story lineup and seeing like the blue and the green on that, and it ended up turning out really well. I think that actually might be the same case with Vaporeon. I think this pop is going to look crazy cool, in my opinion, with the Diamond Collection.
Alrighty, we have Dwight Schrute, and the sneak peek to this pop that we got on Instagram was funny because it was actually one of those sneak peeks besides Eduardo last month that as soon as I seen it, I knew exactly what it was, which is funny because I think I've only seen this episode a couple of times, but I definitely really like this pop. I will probably get this pop from The Boys. I forget what his name is, but there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, there's kind of a cool scaling effect with this pop, but this really gives me vibes of a pop that is just going to sit around for a while and not sell very well. Then this pop from V. This is very cool. I like this. I haven't seen V, but I have been planning on it for years, actually. It looks cool. And then Kenny Powers, I believe his name is. This is sweet. I really enjoy this pop. Yeah, that suntan there. It's quite funny. And yeah, very smart by Funko of using a mold that they already have and making it totally new. If this would have just been some random MLB pop, then it'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. But since it's not, it kind of gives it a different flair, and I respect them. And then yeah, I there's not much I could say about this next pop. I mean, you nailed it. We should have seen a 3-pack of the new Sex Bombs. So that's really all I'm gonna say about it. Then this Garbage Pail Kids pop. Wow. This thing is very intense. I really enjoy this. I mean, you kind of have 3 layers there, which is really, really nice. You have the zipped down skin, then you have the skull, and then you could even see the brain inside of the skull, which is a great touch because honestly, they could have just like blacked that out, and I think it still would have been a great pop. But you can see that brain, and that is really, really cool. And then Plumpy from Candyland. I really hope you're wrong and this pop doesn't go too much up in price because I definitely want to get my hands on this. I want all the Candyland pops, and this one is definitely really, really cool to add. And I'm glad we're seeing this instead of, like you said, a green player piece, which I mean, I guess it'd be kind of cool if we seen one of each color player piece, but at the same time, those don't really feel too much like pops. So I'm glad that we actually got sort of a character from the game. And then Wonder Woman, I don't know. I think we've seen enough Wonder Woman pops that it's kind of getting stale. I love this Spectre. I love the character of Spectre. I don't know a whole lot about him, but whenever I see action figures of him, I'm always intrigued by them. Even though his design is very kind of plain, I just love it. And yeah, you stole exactly what I was going to say about the cape. I love how they utilize that cape as the stand. That pop's really, really cool. I mean, Deadman, he's cool. I don't know a whole lot about him, but that Spectre is really, really nice in my opinion. And I mean, he's green, which I just kind of clued into, so that's cool. And then we have the Diamond Collection Pokemon Pops. And yeah, you said quite a bit about these, so I guess there's not a whole lot to say about them. I was going to get a full collection of Pokemon Pops, but I'm very torn on that now that we're seeing Diamond Collection. I'm not a huge fan of Diamond Collection. I mean, I guess it's a way for Funko to make money because really all they have to do is just throw some glitter on any old pop. And I could totally see what you mean by that orange not looking good in person. I'm sure the Vaporeon looks good because that is a phenomenal pop to begin with. It's just disappointing. When we have cons like this, you want to see pops that you're really interested for and that is going to hype up the con, I guess, and the sales of the pops that you're producing. So why not give us, like, I think I mentioned previously on a different podcast, or maybe just while I was talking to you, that like Caterpie's green. Let's see a Caterpie, and then boom, now we have a brand new Pokemon pop. And I'm sure one Caterpie would probably sell better than both of these Diamond Collection pops combined.
All right, so I guess we'll move on now to the non-convention pops that we've gotten the last couple weeks, unless you consider TargetCon as an actual con, which I don't really count it. So kicking off, it was February 19th on the Friday that we finally get these non-convention pops. So kicking off, the Winter Soldier for a new set of pops they're doing called Year of the Shield, which will be Amazon exclusives, in which this is available for pre-order now and is expected to release as early as May 2021. Then later on in that day, Funko had announced a new pop for Mortal Kombat, which is of Melina. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but that's going to be an EB Game / GameStop exclusive, and that's expected to release as early as March 2021. Then Pop Culture had announced an exclusive pop of Papa Emeritus III, or Emeritus. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, which is available now on Pop Culture's website, but also was revealed later on in the week that it is indeed a Hot Topic exclusive, like all of the other Ghost Pops that have been released. And that was announced on February 21st, I should have mentioned. But now, February 22nd, Box Lunch had confirmed their own exclusive glitter pop of Princess Tiana and Naveen from Princess and the Frog, which that is available now at Box Lunch stores and online. Then Funko had announced on that day a new Steve Irwin pop, and I can't exactly pronounce the name of his dog there, and that's going to be released as early as May 2021. Announced on that same day also of a Super Saiyan Kefla pop, which will be an EB Game / GameStop exclusive, and that's expected to release as early as March 2021. And once again, on that same day, Funko had announced another WandaVision Funko Pop, which is of Monica Rambeau, and she is expected to release as early as March 2021. Then on February 23rd, Funko had announced a wave of pops for Hamilton, which this set has Alexander Hamilton, Angelica Schulier, Aaron Burr, Eliza Hamilton, George Washington, Peggy Schulier, and then a Walmart exclusive Alexander Hamilton with blue coat. And those are expected to release as early as July 2021. Then Grosvenor had announced their own Canadian exclusive Toronto Raptors mascot, which are expected to release as early as September 2021. Then February 24th, Funko had dropped a few pops on the Funko shop, one of them being a pop that wasn't previously announced, being what's called a Lucky Mickey Mouse. From what I'm thinking, it is still available on the Funko shop. I don't think it is sold out yet. Then February 25th, Funko had re-announced the Deadpool lineup that was announced at Funko Fair 2021, but added 3 new pops to it. First, we got ourselves Deadpool in cake, along with a metallic variant of Deadpool in cake. That will be a 7-Eleven exclusive. And then we have a Happy Birthday Deadpool that will be a Target exclusive, and those are expected to release as early as March 2021. Then Books A Million announced on that same day of their own exclusive Jane Austen with book from Pride and Prejudice, in which that is available now on the Books A Million website. Then on February 26th, Funko had revealed the rest of the TargetCon exclusive pops, in which there were obviously some re-announcements that we already knew of, but there were a few pops that weren't announced that we're going to talk about right now, which first we got ourselves Michael Jordan in the white warm-up suit, a 10-inch Artist Series Stormtrooper, a flocked variant of Ongus, I think, pretty sure the name is, from Raya and the Last Dragon. And then we got ourselves Schitt's Creek pops, a 2-pack of Moira Rose and David Rose in the scene of Fold in the Cheese. And then we have Moira in the Crows Have Eyes 3 variant. And the majority of these are available now, except the 10-inch Stormtrooper and the Schitt's Creek pops. Those are expected to release as early as June 2021. And then the last pop we're going to discuss about today is a metallic black and white variant of the Zack Snyder Justice League 4-pack, in which this is going to be available soon for DC Universe Infinite subscribers on the DC Comics shop. So kicking off with the Winter Soldier pop, there's quite a bit of people that are hyped about this, and I don't exactly know what this Year of the Shield set is going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be kind of like what we're getting with the Victory Shawarma Pop Deluxe, and maybe there's like bases that you connect to it, or it's just a complete set of pops involving Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and it's like 6 pops being released throughout the year. I definitely think this is one of, if not the best Winter Soldier pop that Funko has made. Some of the other ones are like meh, but with a more updated look and how Funko does pops now, it looks really cool, especially with like the scuffed Captain America shield that he's got. Then this Mortal Kombat pop. Perfect timing, because I'm pretty sure the same day this was announced was the day that the Mortal Kombat movie trailer dropped. The detail on the face is insane. Like with the teeth and the yellow eyes, and then it's not katanas. I don't know what those weapons are called. I know Elektra in the Marvel comics has those. That's the first thing I think of when I see those. Then we got the Ghost pop, which this isn't bad. Then we got the Princess and the Frog glitter pop, which I think the glitter is going to be okay. It's not going to be like as horrible as Diamond Collection. Steve Irwin pop. This is not too bad. We've had a couple variants already. One with the, koala bear, I think. I can't exactly remember. And then there was the turtle one that was the chase. I'm excited to see any more Steve Irwin pops in the future. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Crocodile, because he's a crocodile hunter. Jeez, can't believe I didn't think of that. Maybe there will be one with a koala bear, but if anyone's wondering, highly doubt they'll make one with a stingray, though. Then we got ourselves the Super Saiyan Kefla. This isn't too bad. I'm kind of digging this whole like energy that kind of looks like 2 portals from Rick and Morty, it looks like to me. And I love the style of the hair. Then we got Monica Rambeau from WandaVision, which it's cool that they did this pop. I'm sure eventually we will get a Jimmy Woo pop and we will get a Darcy pop. I think they're just waiting for the series to be over. And I think there's going to be something insane within the last 2 episodes that will be made into Funko Pop form. We just don't know about it yet. Hamilton. I have not seen the show yet. I know it's been out for quite a bit on Disney Plus, and people are hyping huge for this. So many people are wanting Hamilton pops, and now we have Hamilton pops. I'm sure there are people that are going to want this entire set because of how successful Hamilton has actually been. The Toronto Raptors mascot. I am excited that we are getting a Toronto mascots pop just because the overall design of the Raptor is so cool in general. My only gripe about this, I would have rather had this Raptor wearing the classic purple 90s jersey than having the current jersey. That's my only gripe about this pop. But other than that, it's cool we're getting a Raptors pop. But I don't think I'm going to end up getting this now that we have the current jersey, which does make sense that they would put the current jersey. But at the same time, I'm thinking now maybe there will be a 90s classic jersey. Perhaps Funko, are you coming to Fan Expo Canada this year? Are you going to make it an exclusive there? Ooh, am I rolling the hamster wheel there, Funko? Then we got ourselves the lucky Mickey Mouse. This is all right. I thought they would have already done something like this. There's been so many Mickey Mouse pops that I can't even keep track anymore on what they've done and what they haven't done. Then the Deadpool pops. First of all, I can't wait to see what MD says about Deadpool pops. But the Deadpool in cake is pretty cool. I'm kind of liking the whole strawberry frosting. I didn't really see the comments on this post on social media for this pop, but I'm kind of curious on what people's thoughts are about another 7-Eleven exclusive, whether they like it because they want that 7-Eleven exclusive or because of the shenanigans of previous 7-Eleven exclusives that maybe people aren't liking the fact this is 7-Eleven exclusive. And then I'm kind of digging this Deadpool happy birthday pop. These 3 Deadpool pops definitely make up for that Emerald City Comic Con Deadpool. Then you got this Jane Austen. This is okay. Then we got the Target Con pops. Michael Jordan with the warm-up suit, the white one. We've seen the one with the red suit, and I don't know if there's a black one. This is okay. I kind of like the red warm-up suit better, in my opinion, honestly. But other than that, it's a mediocre pop. Now, this artist series Stormtrooper that we got here, the 10-inch, I will definitely say that this is better than the Emerald City Comic Con Yoda. Then we got the Flocked Ongus or whatever the name is from Raya and the Last Dragon. It makes sense that this is flocked. I think these are monkeys or some sort of thing. So it's cool that they made it flocked. Then we got more Schitt's Creek pops. This is awesome. Oh my. When I first seen the 2-pack, I kind of knew exactly without even reading the name what that scene is from. Fold in the cheese. In that episode, I think Moira and David, they're cooking something and they're reading instructions from a cookbook. And like David's like, what's next? And Moira's like, fold in the cheese. And they're like, what the heck is folding in the cheese? And they're just like arguing, not even knowing how to fold in the cheese, which that might be a question possibly for MD to answer because he is a cook. So if he's ever had to experience folding the cheese or it's something made up for the TV show. Anyways, that's a cool pop. And the crows have eyes. Moira is awesome. I'm loving the detail. It's like a deluxe pop, but it's not going to be. I'm kind of excited if there's more pops than just these 2 coming out. Like if there's going to be a new common wave, that would be awesome. Then we got the Zack Snyder Justice League 4-pack. I thought I was going to botch that because that seems like a tongue twister there. These pops are all right. I only know one of the characters in this, honestly, and that's obviously Superman, but I don't know who the other characters are, so I can't really say anything. But perfect timing that they're doing this because in the next couple weeks, they are releasing the Snyder cut of Justice League. There's a lot of hype, but these are kind of boring because they are black and white pops, but I like the overall design that you can see in general.
All right, we got a lot to talk about here. So the Winter Soldier. This pop looks pretty cool. I do like the Captain America shield, but not really for me. Then this Mortal Kombat pop. Yeah, this pop is insane, man. This thing looks so good. I might get this. And to answer your question, those weapons are called Sais. I don't know why you think of, what would you say, Elektra and not Raphael from the Ninja Turtles when you see those weapons.
I totally forgot the
That
Ninja
just
Turtles,
makes no
so
sense
I'll
to me,
hold
but
those also.
You do you, boo. So yeah, that's a really cool pop. I really like that. And then we have the 3rd version of Papa Emeritus, or however it is pronounced. I really enjoy Ghost as a band, and I do have the first one that was released, so I will probably get the 2nd and 3rd one now. And then the Princess and the Frog, Tiana, the glitter pop. I mean, I don't know. It makes sense, I guess, considering the market that this would be marketed to is younger girls, I guess. I mean, if you're a guy and you want to buy this, by all means, because great movie. And then we got the Crocodile Hunter. I believe it was a snake. There was a snake version as well. There was like crocodile, turtle chase, and then I believe there was a snake as well.
There was a snake that was Funko Shop, and then yeah, there's the crocodile and then the turtle chase. So this would be the 4th one.
Yes. It's cool. I mean, we've seen quite a bit of Steve now, so maybe if we could see his kids in pop form, that'd be great. I don't think we've seen them yet, so that'd be really cool. I mean, they are holding the brand now that unfortunately he has passed away, but they're doing a great job, and I mean, I love those kids. I didn't mean to swear again there, but it happened. Then this Dragon Ball pop. Yeah, it's funny that you called those like portals from Rick and Morty because that is kind of what they look like. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Super, so I don't know. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe those are Destructo discs because I know that Krillin definitely used those in Dragon Ball Z. I think that's what it is. Now this WandaVision pop, this is great. Like I said, I want to get all the WandaVision pops because I'm really, really digging the show, and I think this looks great. I love the attire. The hair looks good. The only thing is the thing that they kind of do sometimes where you have a body holding a helmet, and it's just super, super tiny in comparison to the head, which is just kind of funny, but what else are they going to do? Are they going to have her holding a helmet that's just as big as her head, bigger than her body, pretty much? Then Hamilton pops. This was super exciting to see. I loved Hamilton. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I'm sure you have Disney Plus. Go watch it. It is a work of art. These pops look phenomenal. I am getting every single one. Even you, DK, you need to go watch it tonight. Take some time out of your day. Screw Monday Night Raw. It's not even Monday. It's Sunday right now.
I was about to
You
say,
got nothing to do.
if it was
You got nothing to
2003,
do.
it's Sunday Night Heat.
You're watching Hamilton tonight. It is kind of long. I believe it's almost 3 hours long, but it's so good. Then the Toronto Raptor. I pray to the Funko gods. Funko Jesus Sully, are you listening? Let's get a vintage jersey for Fan Expo Canada. That would be so cool. But that I'm definitely getting this version as well because we're Canadian fans, of course. How can you not be as a Canadian, especially with that run a couple years ago? Man, so great. What a championship. And then you have the Lucky Mickey, I guess is what we're calling it. Why wasn't this an Emerald City Comic Con pop and you could have just cut that Deadpool, see you later Deadpool, or see you later Pokemon pops that were Diamond Collection? I mean, I would rather see this. Not going to get it, but I'd rather see it instead of those kind of garbage pops, in my opinion. Let's keep talking about garbage pops. We have some Deadpool pops. Yeah, okay. Happy birthday, Deadpool. You're 30 now. Yay. Cake, and then another version of cake, and it's 7-Eleven. And then the weird one that looks like he just came out of Fortnite. He's a Fortnite skin. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Deadpool. Now, I've been laughing this whole time. It is the Pride and the Prejudice, not the Prejudice. Who are you,
Oh,
Chris
God.
Jericho?
I just made the list.
And I'm surprised you didn't know that because if I'm not mistaken, in an episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, when London and Maddie are part of a book club, The Pride and the Prejudice is the book that they're reading. I might be mistaken, but I believe I'm right with that. So overall, this is cool because I never would have thought of this as a pop. So it's kind of a shock value. And then we have Michael Jordan. Who is he, Deadpool? I mean, I don't know. Not a lot to say about this. Cool. Another Michael Jordan in a different attire. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are collecting all of them. And then more Artist Series Star Wars pops. Nothing against the artist who made this, but who are the artists that Funko was picking? Like, he's like, oh, I made the gun blue and then I put the Imperial logo on his face. Oh, what? Like, I could have thought of something better than this. And then I forget the name of them, but those monkey guys from Raya and the Last Dragon. I can't wait for this movie to come out. I believe it's only a couple weeks away now, which is pretty cool because I definitely want to watch it. And if I'm a big fan of it, I will definitely be getting these flocked little monkey guys. Then we have the Schitt's Creek pops. I kind of plan to get the other Schitt's Creek pops and I haven't got them yet. And I haven't watched all of Schitt's Creek yet. But to answer your question, yes, I am a cook. I believe what folding in is, it's pretty similar to stirring, if I'm not mistaken, but folding in is you're basically more delicate with it. Let's say, for instance, like pie dough or something like that. If you want it to rise, you can't work it too much or else it'll just collapse on you. So I believe folding in cheese would be basically just delicately mixing it to whatever it's being mixed with. These pops look good though. I need to finish the series because I really enjoy it. I don't know why I haven't got around to it. And then we have these DC pops of the Justice League 4-pack. I don't know. I don't like these.
All right, so that is going to be end of this special 80th episode of a Funko Popcast. If you enjoyed this episode of a Funko Popcast, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below on any ECCC pops that you had picked up during this past week. Press the subscribe button for more content like this podcast and any other videos we do in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. Also, if you haven't yet, follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at a Funko Popcast. It'll be listed in the description below. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this special 80th episode of a Funko Popcast, and we hope to see you guys next week on a Funko Popcast. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.
Happy birthday, Deadpool. Peace in, peace out.